Welcome to the Penny Bloom Podcast. Ain't another place that has got more bombast. Romp past your mom, dads, listening to Tomcats, talking everything that make you sad. We don't want that. We're here to make you smile. Put your mind at ease. Peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Keanu Reeves. This what we about. Get some weed now. We'll talk until we can't no more, and then we peacing out. Alright, let's go. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome in to the Penny Bloom Podcast. And this is none other than Loki's Losers. 'Tis I, Colton Robertson, and we're talking episode 5 of Loki, the Journey of Mystery. Is that what we're looking at? Is that the title?
Journey into Mystery.
Yeah.
Journey into Mystery. Journey into Mystery, written by Michael Waldron, directed by Kate Herron. Let's fucking talk about it. Loki's Losers. I'm joined by Joseph George. What's up, homie?
What up? We got a dynamite episode today, boys. This is going to be a great conversation. I've been dying to have this conversation, so I'm glad we're doing it now.
I couldn't be more ready. We are also joined by Miles Buttress. What's up, homie?
Nothing much, man. Just gotta say, chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
They somehow do it every single week. They top the previous week.
Every week. And before we proceed any further, I want to give a shout out to Kyler. He's on vacation right now. We miss him desperately.
Some reason didn't want to bring, a microphone and a headset and a laptop with him and take, a couple hours out of his day on vacation to record a podcast.
I mean,
unbelievable.
But, no, I'm just kidding. We love you, Kyler. And, Tillman, unfortunately at work, could not fill in either. But we miss them both. And, we hope they will, join us again soon. Let's talk Loki.
Wow.
So, overall,
what to even say of this episode overall is kind of hard.
I think wow is fitting.
First thing first for me. So very important for me. Up to this episode, I binge watched the first 4. I watched them all, 1, 2, 3, 4 into 5, and I gotta say, I think this is how this show was meant to be watched, because we had all this time to dwell week to week on the fact that Loki and Sylvie are the same person. And when you don't have that time to dwell, when you are watching it hit back to back to back to back to back, it flows much better, makes much more sense. And I can officially say that I'm more cool with Loki and Sylvie being an actual romantic interest than I was beforehand. And I also first just want to address the fact that I love that I would have anticipated Loki being a Pedro Pascal in Game of Thrones type, smooth with the game, but it turns out he's just a blanket summoning dweeb.
That was a smooth move, dude. Oh, it got smooth. Sylvie. Did you see Sylvie's reaction?
No, don't get me wrong. It's smooth in a different way because it's cute. It's not the undeniably.
I see what you mean now.
It's not the undeniably I'm so sexy you're gonna fall for me here. It's the I like you. You like me.
I mean, Sylvie, her face whenever he the acting of just the cute interactions between them is the amount of montages I've seen of Loki and Sylvie already, and just their cute moments together, it's already they're already so cute together.
And as soon as I find myself going, "Aw," at one of those videos, I have to immediately go, "Oh, well, maybe I don't have a problem with this at all." And frankly, we shouldn't. They have made the effort to go Loki and Sylvie. They're a variant of the same Loki. They're a variant of Loki, but they've also made it perfectly clear Sylvie's not Loki. She hardly is. There are some characteristics they share, just like with any two people, they might share some characteristics.
And that they're both super hard-headed and
think about it. They're going through all of this in the span of a day.
As far as we know,
or 2 days maybe. we don't like, and we got weeks to dwell on this stuff. We had weeks to think like, oh, it's kind of weird, like they're the same. But then like to them, it's just like, we're going through this like hellish kind of thing together. And
and you can also tell like there's something holding them back from fully diving in. And obviously there's the real, character aspects of that. The fact that they haven't trusted anybody, that they don't know what this feeling is. And there's also the distinct possibility that what they're treating like romance is just them making a connection with someone for the first time. Maybe they do end up falling back on this as just a friendship. I don't think that's where they're going. I think they're going full steam ahead into the I'm in love with you, let's kiss. But
think about it, dude. We have one more episode, and then
I think it ends. I think we're going fairy tale as hell with this. Shit falls apart with a kiss. Like, the multiverse descends into madness because they make out. The way a kiss in a fairy tale saves everything, makes everything go back together. This is the opposite kiss. They kiss and the multiverse branches. That's wraps. At least that's where I'm at in my head, given what we've seen so far. Miles, you are muted for the record. He wants to leave. So we are going to pause the recording and he'll be right back. But, there's also the possibility here. Joe, you have the theory that Loki goes back, right? Here, spit some game for the people real quick. What's your theory?
Spit some game.
My current theory, if I were to put money on it, is that this Loki is going to go back to 2012. And with all the character development that we've seen him have, he's going to, maybe hang out with Thor a little bit more, hang out with Odin a little bit more, become friends and not, just hate everybody. But I think he's going back to 2012. There was a frame shot in the promotional thing that Disney Plus released with a mirror in the background, and the only other time we've ever seen that mirror is in Stark Tower. And it just looked like our Loki. You could tell it was the Loki that we've been following. And he looked, he didn't look the Loki before this show started. He looked like the Loki that we've seen progress.
So let me ask here, with him going back to 2012, would this mean the TVA is not defeated? The multiverse does not descend into chaos.
I think next episode we find out whoever's in this castle made the TVA as like this sort of distraction, or like, it's just kind of a front for whatever their goal is in mind.
It's a drug front. They're laundering drug money.
I think once that's found out, I think the TVA kind of just dissolves. I don't really think we see the taking down of the TVA, or like, we don't see this massive, stunt. Maybe it's a reset charge set inside the TVA, and they just
let me ask you this though: how can we say this is a success if we don't see Mobius burn this place to the ground?
That's
true.
My thing. I like that's the fulfillment of Mobius's arc, is the takedown of the TVA.
He takes down the TVA.
Like, we still have to have something with Renslayer left.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's the ultimate face-off. It's Loki, Sylvie, whoever's in that castle, and Mobius and Renslayer.
I mean, it would make so much sense if Kang is there, though.
Oh, and B-15. And B-15.
B-15?
Yes.
B-15. And we don't listen. I said in the last episode, and we had some agreement on this show isn't a success unless we see Owen Wilson riding on a jet ski, living his life.
I gotta think we're headed in that direction. But also, Joe, in that theory, where Loki goes back, we have an important line here in this episode. You don't know what you're gonna do after this. Me either. Maybe we can figure it out together. Now, here's my thing. He's not willingly leaving Sylvie. In your theories, Sylvie is required to die, in my head.
Not necessarily, because if the TVA is no longer a thing, then it wouldn't really matter if he brought Sylvie.
I guess not. I guess it wouldn't.
It's just depending on who's behind it all. If Kang is truly behind it all, do you think he'd really care? Like, do you think he'd really care? This is a Loki and this is just two Lokis. Like, and he's, if this is truly his TVA, he's been dealing with Lokis or he's been having people deal with Lokis. So he doesn't give a shit. I don't think he cares.
Joseph, I have a way to fit in your theory in a way that would fit with the Sylvie thing. Why does he have to go back to like the 2011 or 2012 Avengers?
I think he could go
what
back
stops
to
him?
Infinity War.
I think
even after Endgame.
I think he goes back after Endgame or after Infinity War, whichever he chooses.
If they go
after
back
his death.
If he goes back anywhere, it's after Endgame, simply for the sake of continuity.
Yeah.
Because they can't rewrite him into Endgame,
I would just love to see him fake his death, though.
Oh, and I think we do get this Here's the thing. Okay, how about this? How about this? I like where we're at. How about this? What if he takes classic Loki's idea here? He goes back to when Loki dies in Infinity War. And maybe he doesn't fake the death necessarily. That Loki dies. Him and Sylvie go chill somewhere for a while. They've earned a break. They don't
also have to think they had this moment of holy shit, we're a lot more powerful than we think we are.
Yes.
So that is going to be used next episode, whatever it may be. It's not just them enchanting a lion. A lion?
Goliath.
I knew I said that wrong. There's no way that this is their ultimate power, or the show of their ultimate power. There's no way that was it.
No,
this was just a glimpse of what they could do. And I'm curious what that means, this dude really brought up a whole Asgard. He recreated all of Asgard.
And
dude hasn't been there.
Are you guys cool with not approaching this scene by scene?
I think it might be better if we just go.
Go?
If we just go and then we kind of... Honestly, though, we do need to hit...
I was going to say, I think
important scenes. It might be best.
I think it might be best to do scene by scene so that way we actually touch on every scene and we don't get locked in on one scene and then forget about others.
I'm with you. So maybe we hop into that then. What do you say?
Yeah.
Let's jump into it.
All right. So we open in the TVA kind of. We go up to the top floor and we see a disembodied head of a timekeeper, supposed timekeeper, up on the ground, and then we head straight to this void, and we see Loki waking up before all these other Lokis. Got classic Loki, boastful Loki, kid Loki, and Croaky. Alligator.
Did they come out and confirm it was an alligator, or did they confirm it was a crocodile?
It was an alligator. Alligator.
I was going to say, they confirmed it was one
Loki
of them.
doesn't sound good, and Croaky sounds cool. So
I think you just say alligator cool. Loki.
Croaky.
But, he pops up and he's like, for the love of fucking God, help me. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. It's been days since New York. Could it be months since I was in New York? I have no idea how long anything has taken. And I like this perspective of they're kind of like, ignore that all this character development happened so quick for this Loki. It could have been months. Think on that for a little bit. And that's just that. It's like, it just could have been an extended period of time that we cannot perceive because of the TVA. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think, though? Because, we were following them inside the TVA. So, our time, the show's time is, the same time. I don't know. Maybe it's not.
Well, don't get me wrong. Loki's experiencing time at at a normal rate, I think. However, I do think it is
interesting to think
character development. It's like I don't know.
What if it's
supposed to be a fuck it, man?
What if it's been millennia?
I doubt that's the case.
It could be, though.
Could be. I think this is mostly in reference to because I can't imagine they're sleeping.
But they just say time passes differently in the TVA.
Yeah.
Time passes differently in the quantum realm. Blah blah blah. Ant-Man was in there for what he thought to be 5 hours, right? Or 5 minutes? Was it 5 hours or 5 minutes or an hour or something like that? Yeah, 5 hours and then 5 years.
But I think for the TVA, time passes on a completely different thing because, since they can appear at any time, anywhere, time's on it like a whole.
No time passed.
I mean, technically, no time has passed, and all of the time has passed.
Yeah, that's the thing. My interpretation of the TVA is that they infinitely exist. So it's like,
yeah, I think in essence,
is it just,
they in essence, I think,
void?
Exist on like a separate time. Because
on no time practically.
Well, but I'm saying on a separate time because they can't just go back to before Sylvie was taken type thing. They can't do that. So they're on their own separate time, but they can go to any point in the timeline.
I know that there was a shit ton of green in this episode, but do you really think this was our time stone episode?
Yes.
I feel this is the space stone, just solely off the fact that things are teleporting to a certain area.
Space.
It's teleporting through space, I guess, and time. But I feel if we are getting a time stone episode, if this is truly a stone per episode, which it has seemed like it has been, you would think the time stone would be the last one because we're going to get all of this explanation, I would assume, of the time,
hopefully.
Everything, hopefully. But it could also make sense that the next episode is the Space Stone because that is what started Loki's Nexus event in the first place. Blah, 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 whatever. This episode, I didn't get a strong stone out of it. I don't know.
No, I didn't either. This was the first episode where I thought that theory kind of falls apart.
Yeah.
Just because
but it fits so well with the other episodes.
With the other ones.
And the fact that there are only 6 episodes. And
it fits really well with some of the other episodes.
Dude, the reality fits. The power is so obvious.
The power really fits.
So obvious. The soul, dude, I don't know. I feel like it fits with the first 4.
No, I would agree. There are some it really fits, but the reality stone for 2.
Have you guys seen that there's been a shot of Sylvie and Loki in each of the episodes we've seen where they're bathed in a light that is entirely one of the stones? They've been bathed in yellow, red, orange, green, blue, and purple light already. So even ignoring the per episode thing, they've been bathed in those colors already.
It's true.
Yeah, I would agree. Some of the episodes it fits really well on, but then Reality Stone, that's a bit of a stretch because there's a scene with them bathed in red light. But
I would like to be done. I would like to be done with the stones, but at the same time, there is so much unanswered about them.
Well, and that's the thing is that I don't even need answers necessarily about the stones, but there's infinite storytelling routes you can take with the same devices.
Especially now that they're going to be infinite storylines.
There you go. And do you think that the timing of this What If series was always supposed to be based off the end of the TV, the end of Loki? So it's this is happening somewhere else.
Dude, I still am holding on to a little bit that this might break the fourth wall in the sense that this is Marvel's way of telling us that they can go with any fucking story they want now. They're telling us that what we've watched was the sacred timeline, and they're just telling us we can write any story we want now. It's basically Marvel's way of opening up the door to anything they want to write.
But if they do that, it has to go under the What If thing. Otherwise, you lose the impact of the whole canon continuous story thing.
Well, unless they start to break off to where they have separate
canons.
Well, not separate canons, but separate Earth, how in the comics they have Earth,
See, and I
whatever
can see
bullshit.
Doing that because they'll almost have to do that at the rate that this universe is expanding, But
I think I could imagine them doing it.
Someone into these movies at that point is going to be mad difficult if they're not.
I think you could do that on separate, isolated TV shows. I don't think they can do that for the movies. I feel like the movies will always be Earth, whatever bullshit number Earth is right now. if we get like all the different numbered Earths, they can only do that for TV, because there's no way you're going to be like, oh, did you guys see that the new Marvel movie's coming out? Oh yeah, what's that? Oh, it's about Earth 237, about Spider-Man on Earth 237. Oh, yeah. Well, what, like, do I need to watch any other stuff about it? Yeah, there's 8 other movies about Earth 237 that you have to see specifically for this storyline. And if you haven't seen it, it's completely different from all the other Marvel movies. And you're like, well, I guess I'll go fuck myself then.
Yeah, it's just like we're getting to a point where we're either going to get massively convoluted, or they're going to have to figure out a way to like really
to reel it in.
Multiverse.
Okay, think about it. They've had so much time to think about this. They've had so much time.
And I trust that they're going to do the right thing. It's just a matter of what they do.
Actually, even if they do the wrong thing, and they do just decide, fuck it, we're just going to have multiple branching storylines, just more Marvel content for us.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, I'll be fine with it because I'll be able to keep up with it, but I just think from like a straight up money-making perspective, if they want to keep bringing people into their movies, they can't get too convoluted. They can't be okay, so this is happening on the third universe's storyline. Okay, so we gotta watch these 3 movies before we can watch this one. You know, like it's.
And we have to remember that this applies to these 3 movies and not the other 50 movies.
Yeah.
The timing of releases, like, why would they choose this week for Black Widow? I don't think Black Widow has anything to do. You know, it has nothing, like, obviously.
No,
it's just COVID pushed it back.
2019.
Like,
so
COVID pushed it back. Like, this is obvious. Like,
COVID and... But
why release it in between? Why release it in between episodes 5 and 6? Why not just wait till Loki's over? You know?
Who's the one that's... Is it Favreau? Is he the one from...
Feige.
Is it Feige the one from Iron Man?
Oh, that's
Favreau is happy.
Favreau. I think it was Favreau was like just insistent that it did not, that it came out in theaters and that it did not come out solely on Disney Plus. Mm-hmm. And so they just had to keep pushing it back. And then I think they finally found a weekend where enough theaters would be open, and they just said, all right, fuck it, get it out. Because I did see, I think it was Favreau, but it might have been Feige was pissed. Because they didn't tell him.
Well, and that's the thing with these Marvel movies. They hadn't put out a movie in so long. They're like, fuck just putting it on Disney Plus. We are getting the box office with this shit.
That too.
That's where we're really going to make the money here. Like, we gotta, and this was also like a certain urgency to it. Like, they were like, we gotta get this out as soon as we possibly can.
As soon as we possibly can to capitalize on the lack of Marvel movies, but also to capitalize on the lack of movies overall.
Exactly.
Every article should have a dark mode.
Okay, Joseph, you look like you were like, you just like witnessed something like terrifying. You were like, and I was like, damn, I wonder what Joseph's looking at.
Like the brightness flash in Joseph's face, and it just like looked like one of those. Like he just opened something he wasn't supposed to, and it was just like beautiful. But shall we continue with this little breakdown here? We got a Loki with these other 4 Lokis, and they're explaining to him, you know, that's Goliath. You want to stay the fuck away from Goliath. He kills everything that comes here, so don't do that. And this conversation continues for a second, and he asks what the fuck why the fuck they're following a kid, you know, why is he the king, and he turns and goes, I killed Thor. And I love that they're just like,
pretty much, yeah.
They're so comfortable with sharing their Nexus events, though. For one, they're Lokis. They don't care that, you know, he doesn't care that he killed Thor. You know, maybe he does.
Implies they've been here a while.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which is weird to think about. Like, because are they aging? Is this where classic Loki, like, got caught?
No,
or, like, has he aged? Has he been here? Like,
I think because this is where the timeline stops.
You don't.
I don't think, like, time is stopped at this point.
It's fixed.
Yeah.
Okay. Goliath. What, like, do you...
What are you...
Like, what when you get eaten by him?
What are you confused about? Is it not obvious to you? Just everything about him?
When you get eaten by him, you're just gone.
So actually, I think this is where time stops here. But I think what's his name? What's its name?
Goliath.
Goliath. I think Goliath is like the end event.
Void.
I think he is like what, because if you look at like whenever he like eats later on like the ship and all the people on it and like sweeps across it, everything he touches just ages. And so like whenever he eats you, I don't think he's like eating you, but I think he is like you're aging so rapidly that you just like turn to, you just vanish, like you turn to dust immediately.
I don't think Goliath is real. I think it's just like a projection or like an illusion. I don't think he's real.
You don't think they've? I trust classic Loki and Kid Loki here in terms of the.
How would they know?
The amount of there would be so many people here. If it, like what? Where do they go?
No. But like once you you're part of the illusion. Once he touches you or eats you, whatever, like it's part of the illusion. That's why people are scared of this thing.
What the fuck do you mean you're part of the illusion?
Okay, I don't know, but I just have this odd feeling about it. Okay. If this is a Loki that's in this castle, do you think Loki put Goliath there? Or do you think Loki illusioned a big monster to keep people afraid and out of his fucking castle?
But see, the issue with it being an illusion is like, especially Loki illusions don't fucking do anything. They're just illusions.
But an illusion could be anything.
I think if it's not an illusion, here's my thing. If it's not an illusion, I think it rapidly dismisses the feat that we see at the end of this episode. Like, I think that like we have to think it's real because otherwise, what Sylvia and Loki
are you saying? You mean if it is an illusion?
If it is an illusion, yes.
Okay. I was like, if it's not an illusion, it dismisses
the
what?
The other thing about Goliath that'll just keep directing people towards Kang the Conqueror is that like the introduction of this character is a tempest beast, a temporal aura of sense that guards an entrance to Kang's castle. I mean, you open up Goliath and there's a castle in there. There's not many guesses a lot of people can have left.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, and here's the thing: I'm obviously I'm not gonna go there because I can't have another WandaVision thing. I can't do this Mephisto thing again. But
see,
they're making this one so obvious.
See, but this isn't a Mephisto thing. This is a power broker one to me. Like this is one where they are spoon feeding us the hints. With WandaVision and Mephisto, they were like dropping like very subtle hints and like trying to confuse us. This feels like they're spoon feeding us the hints, and it makes me want to hate it more.
That's why I want to address people, because I saw a tweet today that said like, I'm sorry if you think Kang the Conqueror showing up at the end of this show. I'm sorry that you're so boring and you can't think. Bro, that's not at all it.
All right, Tillman.
Fact. We're having the most fun with it. Like, obviously, thematically, it would make the most sense for a Loki to be here. We all acknowledge that. That's cool. That makes the most thematic sense. However, how fun can we get here? And Kang the Conqueror is another relatively feeling obvious option that is a ton of fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and my response to that is, okay, Tillman, Mister, you're just accepting what Disney's giving you. Sharon's not the power broker, or Sharon. But yeah, no, and also like I could get, and if actually thinking of this, if it is a Loki inside of this, I feel like the backstory is not Loki creating an illusion to hide him. I feel like it almost has to be there was a previous Loki that got sent here, managed to get inside of Goliath and killed Kang. Or defeated Kang somehow and banished him. This would not be a Loki spawned a castle and then also spawned a temporal, a Tempest time beast to protect it.
Also be awesome if the character we've started with as the main villain of the Avengers, Loki, in 2012. If we get to I don't know, when's Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania coming out? Because it's been confirmed.
2023?
2023 or 2020. It's either late 22 or early 23, I think.
It's been confirmed that Kang is the villain in that.
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
Wait, really?
So,
yeah.
So here's the thing. He's probably not popping up here. However, there's no reason we can't get a tease of him.
The Kang Enterprises, I think, like that Easter egg of
Pretty
the Kang.
heavy-handed.
I mean, like, come on.
Kang
Come on.
Enterprises. Did I miss it?
So on the back
Yeah,
of the tower, it's Stark Tower, but instead of Stark, it says Kang,
Kang.
spelled Qeng, and this is an alter ego of Kang. Tony sold
Yeah.
his.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
Tony sold it, and it's also the first kind of Fantastic Four reference in canon Marvel, which is kind of insane because apparently this dude was involved with the Fantastic Four, I believe.
And here's another thing. I love the idea Miles threw out here. The Kang having been there, but Loki having got there and getting through and taking Kang down and taking his place. That's a fun idea. And here, with that, you can go any number of directions.
Well,
there can be any number of variants who have gotten through there and taken, like, the reason this could look like Dr. Doom's castle, it literally was maybe once upon a time. You know what I'm saying? But, like, some variant of Dr. Doom is now gone because whoever is now taking it over.
Yeah. Well, and I think that one fit, or at least like it being Kang and a Loki kicks him out or whatever, which, like, if it was a Loki, like, defeated and killed him, it wouldn't really fit in with the, Kang being the villain of Ant-Man and the Wasp. But, a Kang getting defeated, getting, like, brought low by a Loki of all people, he'd be fucking heated. And maybe
you imagine after this is what I was going to say earlier. Can you imagine if, like, this Kang arc, this main villain we're supposed to get over the course of this phase? Can you imagine if his main goal is to get at our first villain? Like, his main goal is to take down Loki. Like,
and that's what I was actually going to say. Is I was going to say, what if it is a Loki that kicked him out? He's fucking pissed. And he has been, like, in his own way, because he's still a fucking, timekeeper. Even if he's been defeated, he's still a timekeeper. Has been manipulating events to get Loki and Sylvie here to defeat a Loki, to bring down the entire fucking TVA, so that way he can then start going out and conquering timelines again.
And see, I'm always going to be down for any and all of this speculation because it fucking rocks. The concern with any villain here that isn't Loki in this castle is the amount of time we get. Like, we have one episode left. There's not a ton of explaining we can do in this last hour.
They made this castle the most Doctor Doom castle, but also the most Loki castle, and also the most Kang castle that you could see. Like, they made... Like, it could be Doctor Doom. This could be Doctor Doom's castle, which is kind of insane to think about. I don't think a lot of people are throwing him in there, like, in the discussion, just because it's kind of unlikely. But, like...
For me, it's borderline impossible.
Yeah.
But the resemblance...
I can't imagine we get a Doctor Doom before any mention in any form of a Fantastic Four.
Well, and here's the other thing, though, is that, like, if they were taking this big dick swing with Doctor Doom being in this castle, can you imagine the way your jaw would just hit the floor if we walked in there and he said some shit and then he turned around, he's got the metal face and the green hood over? Can you, like, I'd lose my fucking shit. Don't get me wrong, I don't think it'll happen.
Yeah.
However, it would be, up to this point, the biggest jaw drop moment for me in all of Marvel, besides Chris Evans wielding Mjolnir. Like, it would be like, oh my fucking god, what?
I did want to say real quick, you said, like, we only have one episode left. We also, in WandaVision, only had one episode left, and we got Agatha backstory. It was the Agatha, like, whole, like, her being like she's a fucking, like, top tier witch. That was all in one episode, right? Or did we get a backstory episode?
Yeah, I think it was episode 9, because episode 8, it was like a reveal. She went outside and her kids were there.
Yeah. So episode 9 was Agatha's a witch.
A lot happened.
White Vision, Agatha and Wanda fighting. A ship of Theseus. Like, we've had a finale before where it was like approaching and we're like, what the fuck is going on? Who is this character? Like, we knew who the character was because we are fucking mega nerds.
Question. Did we end in a cliffhanger or no?
I mean, half and half. Same thing as all of them, where we're going to be ending in like in a decent amount of knowledge, but there's still going to be questions.
I do, however, think we might get left on a bigger than usual cliffhanger.
I think it's going to be in between.
The energy this show is coming with. It's like,
I think.
What if Toby or Andrew shows up? Or a post-credit scene. Like,
I think it's going to be a mid-tier. Like, I think it's going to be bigger, like more of a cliffhanger than a Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but less of a cliffhanger than WandaVision. Because WandaVision was a pretty big,
we get the Scarlet Witch astral projecting while walking around the house versus Sharon Carter and John Walker.
Still don't think she's astral projecting. We can go into that. Dude, it's two different Wandas. Why would she astral project in the middle of fucking nowhere? Why? She's in the middle of nowhere for a reason. It's two Wandas. It's the Wanda that flew into her whenever she touched the Mind Stone. It's two separate personalities. It's her Scarlet Witch self, and it's the Wanda that was before them. She's not astral projecting. She's not astral projecting.
Why is she not completely there? Why is she not wholly there? Why can't I kind of see through her? Why is she a little translucent?
Well, it's because part of her's gone. It's the other half of her.
This is by definition astral projecting.
Joseph.
It's both. There's
Joseph.
two. It's why we get the Sokovian accent. It's why sometimes we don't. I'm just saying, things lead to there being two Wandas up there in that brain. And that Mind Stone did something to her, boys. Obviously.
I could listen.
Obviously did something.
I could get behind there being two Wandas, and one of them is in her body, like controlling it, and the other one is astral projecting. But I'm not going to get behind
something here.
There are two physical Wandas. I refuse to believe.
Wanda she's gotten a lot of information. From the time we last saw her until her reading this book, she knows a lot more than she did.
Okay, so
and
her
she's
first
come to terms. She has come to terms.
Her first thing that she's gonna do is I'm gonna create a body I'm gonna create a second body for myself. Fuck making a new body for Vision that's clearly in my head still. Fuck making a body for my kids.
No.
Fuck all that. I'm creating a body for myself.
It's not that. It is not that. It is she learns all this knowledge. She has the lore and the prophecy of the Scarlet Witch. You know.
I want to say. I love this theory.
We should stop.
I love this theory. We should stop. I also want to say, you're speculating a whole bunch of shit happened between the last minute of the show and the post-credits scene.
No. A lot of knowledge that she has gained from that book. That book has every answer she has ever looked for in that book.
Well, it clearly doesn't have every answer she's ever looked
for.
A lot otherwise she would already have her kids back.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. But nevertheless, they make their way back to the little Santa's workshop place, and it's a real place here.
Are you gonna skip over?
No, I'm there.
Okay. You mentioned the Santa's workshop, and we didn't walk through the pan down.
Right on our way down.
Okay.
To Santa's workshop, we get a good old view of someone we spent a plenty of time discussing last week.
Insane.
We got motherfucking Throg in this hoe.
Insane.
Deserve
take my bow.
It all.
And you know what's also insane is that on the jar it's T365, and I clicked on that exact comic book while we were discussing
for issue 365.
Yeah. That I mentioned that comic in the pod. I said this was the introduction of Throg, and it's right on the fucking jar. It's insane that Miles brought up Throg after seeing Alligator Loki, and we literally got Throg.
It's insane how fucking smart we are. Why do we not have millions of listeners?
Why are we not the official podcast for all Marvel and all Star Wars?
It seems as if we know more than we put on.
I'm going to be real honest with you. I don't care how many listeners we ever get. We're going to have to clean up our act if we ever want to be a Disney-sponsored podcast.
That's a really good fucking point. I hadn't considered. But yes, of course, we got Throg, and it was glorious. His little outfit was gorgeous.
The little noise he made too, the little like scream of like help. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
I remember I think
Throg.
I think I was looking away from the screen at this moment because I did not see Throg on my first watch through. But I remember hearing something like, what was that noise? I'm like, what was it? And I go back.
It's a quick pan, and he's bouncing around in there. Like the only reason I ever found out that it was actually Throg, I knew it was a frog, but I didn't I couldn't see his fucking outfit. I
noticed it immediately.
So I saw on Twitter that it was Throg.
I just watched, after I finished the episode, I watched it immediately again. It's the first time I've ever done that, which is weird. But this is the first episode. After I was done, I'm like, I just gotta watch that again. Like, I probably missed so much shit. And then I missed Throg. And I'm like, how did I miss Throg?
You guys both missed that on first watch?
I missed it on first watch. Yeah, I did.
I missed Throg.
One of the few, in looking back on some of the some of the Easter eggs, one of the few that I noticed immediately on first watch.
Oh, and there were a few that I caught. I think there were 4 that immediately I caught.
That and the fact that he's fucking jumping to try and get to Mjolnir. Fucking hilarious.
That's why Mjolnir's there, but why is it so big?
Well, because it's just another version of Mjolnir, but I would assume he's both trying to escape, but also jumping towards Mjolnir, because it's 2 feet away from him.
So can he not summon it, and then that would break the jar, and then let him
escape? Probably not, because I would assume it's one of the, maybe it has to be like the
Frognir.
Yeah, it wasn't Frognir.
That's true.
It was Mjolnir. Actually, it's not even. Figure this out because I was telling my dad about all Throg and all this stuff. It's not Frognir. It's worse. It's Mjolnir, but replace the M with Frog. It's Frogulnir.
Frogulnir.
If you look it up, it's Frogulnir. Because I read it, and at first I read it as Frognir, and I was like, oh yeah, makes sense. And then I was like, wait a minute. There were a few too many letters there. So I went back and I looked at it again and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Frogulnir.
They had the perfect opportunity to just have it be Frognir.
Why?
Regardless.
I don't know. It's so gross to read.
After our brief look at Throg, we cut back to the TVA where Sylvie is trying to get answers from Renslayer, who I'm back to questioning. She seems she knows more than she's letting on, but she also doesn't seem like she knows everything.
Yeah, it's so difficult to get a read. I can't tell if she knows everything and she's just bullshitting, or if she just doesn't fucking know anything.
Dude, but the line that Sylvie says, you just want to know who's behind all this too.
There's those lines, and she's like, yeah, and that line, I'm like, she doesn't know what's going on. But so then the fact that she's double-crossing her the whole time, I'm like, you do know what's going on.
Yeah, the entire thing is she's stalling for time.
Oh, gosh.
So is she telling the truth?
But also, as soon as she walks out, after, she stalls for time and all that stuff, the first thing she says to Miss Minutes is, get me all the information you can on the beginning of the TVA. And she's like, oh, that's a whole lot of information. He said, give it all.
That's a good point. Here, so are we to assume that the reason she's still writing so hard for the TVA is that she just refuses to accept that she's been believing in something that's fake? Because it seems like more than that, does it not?
It points to Kang again, with Renslayer and Kang having this relationship. Maybe it's one way now. Maybe Kang doesn't give 2 shits about Renslayer now, but Renslayer's still holding on, I don't know.
Maybe she's been in love with the android Kang this entire time.
Maybe she's a jealous ex and wants to take Kang down or something. I don't know. And she climbed the ranks of the TVA to try to do that. I don't know.
Well, here's another thing, too. Getting a look at the Timekeepers in their robotic form, officially out on the idea that any of them were ever Kang. Kang doesn't look anything like anything.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Well, no, he looks like the statue, right?
The statue, yes.
The statues he looked like him. The robots, not at all. But we didn't see the robots until we didn't see what they really looked like until the end.
The statues were also monochrome colors, so like you couldn't really tell if it was really. Does it really look like Kang? Like
I'm out on Kang was ever a timekeeper. I think Kang's connection to this story is strictly peripheral.
See, but like the timekeepers though, they didn't look like the statues of the timekeepers.
Did they?
That's true, but how?
I don't think they did.
So are we to assume that there's another set of timekeepers?
Like that's what I'm saying is I'm thinking that they were replaced at some point.
What if? Oh, what if there are 3 timekeepers at the head of the TVA? And it's Kang the Conqueror, Loki, and Doctor Doom, and it's all the possibilities. It's every one of them.
Colton, I'm not gonna lie, if that ended up happening, oh man. I'd give you so much. I'd give you so many props. They would be like you would officially have the biggest big brain moment of all of
There's also the possibility
of all of this podcast.
None of these people that we're thinking of.
Oh, more than likely, it's none of these people.
If we're going strictly comics, like this could be Now and Later. I don't know if you guys know about them. Like 2 celestial kind of beings that just love to have stories be told or told to them and stuff. And there is some stuff backing this theory because inside of the castle of Now and Later's castle is books on books on books. And in the promotional shot that I keep referring back to was a shot of Sylvie and behind her a massive bookshelf.
Did you happen to see or slow down or find the slowed down version on Twitter or YouTube of Sylvie's brief interaction with Eliath? The flash she sees.
She saw, dude, they saw something.
She saw the castle.
Yeah.
She saw the opening to the castle.
Really?
Yes.
What?
You guys had to, man, I 100% saw that whenever I didn't even watch it slow down and I saw that.
Oh, I
didn't really know what it was. I just saw a castle and I was like, what the fuck is that?
Oh, I saw the castle. I thought it flashed to something else. I didn't realize it zoomed in all the way to the castle's door.
Oh, I saw the castle and I just kind of assumed, I was like, was that an enchanting thing? And then at the end I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
So you're saying when they first link, there's like
that
a flash
moment where
sees?
she reaches out, she sees a flash, and then
yeah, whenever it's about to eat her, whenever she first drops in. If you're on Disney Plus and you're looking for a timestamp, it's about 18 minutes.
What? 18? Oh, yeah. That is what you're talking about. I thought you were talking about the end of the episode. Whenever
I said whenever she just gets dropped in after
I gotcha, and then they have that first interaction.
Yeah. Looking at pictures of the timekeepers and of the big, timekeeper statues, they look similar enough. Looking at the picture of the timekeeper, robots, the fucking fish dude looks similar. The other 2 don't look similar at all. Or, well, actually, really, it's the fish dude and the other one look kind of like, oh, okay, close enough, I guess. It's Kang that does not look anything like the statue of Kang.
Gotcha.
That rock that the castle's sitting on, too, is like, okay, the space, even if it is space, because this is like beyond the void, whatever this area is, like the sky, whatever you want to call it, the colors and the streaks, like, really reminds me of, kind of the portal that's above the Soul Stone castle. Yeah. Or not castle, the mountain, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But it's different enough to where it's not the same.
See, go ahead, continue. Sorry.
Like, the only other thing, and I asked Colton this question of like what it reminded him of, and he was like Dormammu, and it's close. I just don't know.
Here's the thing. I think it's brand new. I think this is a place we haven't seen. It's unrelated.
Yes.
If there was anything it reminded me of, it was like the Dark Dimension, sort of.
Yeah, I'm thinking not the Dark Dimension. I'm thinking whenever the Ancient One, flicks him.
I was more specifically talking about.
Whenever he's like flying through all the different like dimensions that exist and all that shit, that's what it looks like. It looks like if this is just in a separate dimension.
I gotcha. That makes sense.
I think he sees that in Doctor Strange. Like, I think in that part where he gets sent through all these multiverses and she like pulls him back in and she's like, I think he's all right. And then she sends him back out again. Yeah. I think he sees wherever we're about to be.
At the top of the castle, there's this orange glowing thing that looks like a prune stick to me. I don't know.
What?
It looks like the prune, like the pruner thing.
Oh, prune stick. I thought you said broomstick, and I was like, it looks like a broomstick?
Yeah, no. Prune stick. Like there's a tower that glows orange.
You're right, it does. It does look very much like it looks like it has like the little prongs on it that makes it look kind of a little bit like a taser, but instead of a taser, it's, yellow magic pruning energy.
Oh yeah, it does. It does look an awful lot like that.
The symbolism of the prune stick, I don't know what to call it. I'm just going to call it a prune stick. Like, it's a pencil, and that's the eraser. Like, if there's a pointed edge, like, this is the eraser. That's why I had the, like, maybe this is a true fourth wall break, and this is, like, literally Marvel's pencil and eraser, and they're writing in time and, getting rid of stuff.
Yeah.
But it could just be, it's like this, just the symbolism of a pencil itself, that's able to erase stuff. Could just be.
I think it is just some symbolism.
You're just horny for this fourth wall break to happen.
I mean,
let's dive back into the scene by scene for a sec, though. Let's go with
I just had to get that in there.
Ravona's explaining that when you get pruned, you get sent to a void where time ceases to exist, and Sylvie's like, "Good enough for me. See ya."
Deuces, bitch.
And right before she prunes herself, like I can loop you in a happy memory. Do you have any of those? Yeah, I got one. And I was like, I love it. I love it. I'm in now. It's like,
do you think
I just needed a little more expansion on it. It was just too fast for me.
Do you think that's Loki's only happy memory as well?
Oh, are you kidding
Loki
me?
Has Loki ever truly been happy ever, other than with Sylvie?
I get the impression that this Loki may have found more of a kinship with Thor at different points throughout his life. Nothing that they end up with, like Ragnarok.
I was going to say,
certainly not the connection he's felt on the level of Sylvie.
Right now, like this Loki, no. Our Loki, like the Loki of the Sacred Timeline, yes. I think by the end, he's formed a much closer kinship with his brother.
This is Loki's third resurrection.
Yeah.
Like, he's coming back. He's not dying. Like, whenever, like, Thanos was like, no resurrections this time, we were all like, yep, that's Loki's dead. Loki's dead forever. Nope. Not at all.
Again.
Jokes.
Dude, what if he really faked his death there? Like,
He didn't.
Dude, but he could have.
No. We know he didn't.
Fooled the Mad Titan, and if it fools Thanos, it's basically his way of saying it's going to fool the audience too.
No, but we know he didn't. Because the one where he does do it becomes classic Loki.
Well, yeah, but there's so many different. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, dude.
Commit to this then. Our Loki did fake his death. Okay? We got him. We finished it. That's this episode. Imagine that that's the case. That the Loki we saw in Infinity War get killed, supposedly, faked his death. He got sent into the deep void of space, and he became our classic Loki here. then he became a variant.
Yeah, that's
you
fair.
wouldn't know at the end of time. You know, like the Void, it would be like, you know, we're variants of different Lokis. Who fucking knows?
Yeah,
That's true.
like
I wouldn't be upset if like the Loki that we followed in the events of Endgame is this Loki that we're like, you know, this is like 2012, you know, and then he's gonna do all that. I don't know, like, dude, the time travel and everything just kind of like it just kind of messes up everything.
No,
like,
actually, no. I can tell you actually, thinking about it, a reason why our Loki couldn't have faked his own death. Our Loki uses knives. That was the whole thing with classic Loki, was he didn't use weapons. They were uncivilized. He only used magic. That's why he could create such a good, you know, fake death that it fooled even the Mad Titan.
Also true.
Whereas if our Loki had done it, Thanos would have been like, all right, fuck you, you're not dead, I can tell.
So classic Loki is
better
it the Loki that we know that just faked his death, or is it a completely separate?
All of the Lokis that we see are similar, but like they have a similar like timeline, but they're all slightly like there's the female Loki, there's a crocodile Loki, there's a Loki that you know, is boastful, there's a Loki that doesn't use knives, and so he fights in other ways. So they all have a similar like story, but they all have little differences about them that make them all unique.
So there's already a multiverse then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is no sacred timeline.
No, all the multiverses are on the same timeline.
They occur with the same events.
Yeah.
That's what's supposed to happen, I think.
I don't know why. Like, every one of my theories that I try to go into, and then I get into this time travel talk, and then the timeline talk, and then I just lose it, you know?
And that's why they can pretty much do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Because
that's true.
There's probably going to be a hole, but
they just feel like
poke right through it. It's
time travel.
Yeah, it's time travel, man. That's it. Like,
Colton, from talking about like you going back and rewatching and like being much more okay with Sylvie, realize me and Joseph are just better at watching TV shows than you and Kyler.
I suppose that maybe you are. Suppose that maybe
we can watch and see stuff like we were watching it week to week, even though, or day, you know, all at once, even though it's week to week.
All I know is that you're fucking idiots for wanting Toto to live. But
I couldn't resist the opportunity. I was thinking about it, and you said like, you know, watching it all at once, it made me much more okay with it. And I thought, I was like, and yet me and Joseph were just one step ahead of the curve.
Miles, I don't want you to front here and act like the only reason you weren't on board with Loki and Sylvie from the beginning was one word, which was doppelbanging, and that's the only reason you've been okay with it from the get-go.
Okay, no, there are two reasons: doppelbanging, and I have an inherent joy in loving things that people hate.
That's also
so. As soon as you and I mean, it was guaranteed as soon as doppelbanging was thrown into the mix. But you and Kyler saying that you didn't like it, throw that on top. It's just a cherry on top for me. Even more joy. Yeah, it's a throwback to the Toto conversation.
Couple of all time.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get back to the Loki hanging out with other Lokis, and he learns a bit more about their Nexus events, you know, and alligator Loki ate the wrong neighbor's cat.
We really got off the rails.
Yeah, we did quite a bit.
That line could be so much more. The wrong neighbor's cat. Like, is it truly just a throwaway line, like just to give him a Nexus event?
Yeah.
I think it's hard to give a crocodile Loki that can't really talk a Nexus event. Which is why they're just like, who fucking knows, man?
Could be going, what if he ate fucking that cat from Captain Marvel? Then maybe. That's the only important cat we know, though.
Well, but the cat doesn't need to be important.
For Joe's application of this theory, it does.
Gotcha.
I don't know, just the
You're
wrong...
saying for it to
did.
be an important line.
So
it would
you're
have to be
saying
an
this
important cat,
alligator in the sacred timeline is written to eat a neighbor's cat, and he just went to the wrong house and ate a different cat.
I'm thinking it's just boastful Loki being like, "Fuck you, alligator! You ate the wrong neighbor's cat." Like,
Yeah, I think it's less of like, yeah,
you fucked up, and you fucked up. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
And this guy
That's
over
how
here
I
is saying he got all the stones.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Boastful
let's
Loki
not
said,
act like
"Killed Cap, killed Iron Man, collect all 6 Infinity Stones," and alligator said, "Cap."
fucking bullshit. Yeah, Joseph, let's not also not act like Sylvie's, our best theory
That's
for her Nexus event wasn't her saying, "I saved Asgard," and wanting to be a hero.
But that's
like,
poetic. Not just eating
That
a
would
cat.
make more sense.
No, but I'm saying like very insignificant in the grand scheme of things.
But very significant in the grand scheme of things.
if
That's
they let it go on,
that goes against every fiber of a Loki's being.
butterfly effect. What if that cat went on to, fucking trip Odin one day, and
Odin
it
cracked
was
his head. He's dead now.
yeah.
Wow.
What if
Does that mean
what if
there's
that
a
what if
gator Odin?
who fucking knows, man? What if
Fucking knows.
thinking about it, actually, I think it was in our group chat or something that someone said like, is Throg the
Like-
alligator Loki's? What if think about this, okay? Just think about it for a second. Throg, so like there's a Thor, a frog Thor, a frog Odin. All the Asgardians are frogs.
That's
my
favorite.
Just wait, the frost giants are
I don't mean
alligators. The frost giants are alligators, and Loki adopted becomes a frog in his like magic form, but then is like, fuck those guys, becomes a fucking alligator, and those are the frost giants.
And the 9 realms are just like one swamp.
Exactly.
Wow. We need a what if on if everyone was just a frog.
Yeah, there are 2 what ifs that I care about, and that is just give me some more explanation on the MCU canon of Throg and fucking alligator Loki. I want to know what their worlds look like.
I know this is going to be a really hard pivot, but in the same realm, since we're talking about what if, I know y'all saw the trailer.
Whoa.
How about, this is a little sad, Chadwick Boseman voicing T'Challa before he died.
God
like, we're gonna get
damn.
one more Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa as Star-Lord, which is fun. It's
That's
just a fun one.
Crazy. Like, that's just a fun show. Like, that's a show
What a
that is...
great fucking idea.
Oh my god, it's just meant for fun. Like, there's nothing... Like, they're telling you, this isn't canon. This is literally just what if. It's literally what if.
Like, the What If comic series historically has gotten wild as fuck. There's stuff where it's just like, what if this generic celebrity became Human Torch? Like what if Ghost Rider ran an ice cream shop? Like, it's like,
and what's the one that I think like Kyler or you sent in a picture of that was some like it was like some like musician or something like that. What was it?
here, let me go check. Man,
You think
pull
they
it real quick.
just sat in a room, got a little intoxicated when we're
A
like,
little poke.
what if...
Little
Oh,
poke.
here it is.
Black
It's
Panther
Oh, what
it's-
if Rick James had become the Hulk? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
Like, the What If comic books are so much fun, and they can do every bit of that and more with What If. However, what I do find super fun and super encouraging about this Marvel What If series is they're also only using characters that have been introduced in the MCU. Like, it's like, these are like what if storylines based around our Marvel movies. What if something was slightly different here? What if something changed in this spot? It's not just like, we're gonna bring in the Fantastic Four for the What If series. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's what if Spider-Man was Doctor Strange?
What if mutants were a thing? Crazy, right?
What if the X-Men existed? Like,
what if Killmonger just comes up to Tony Stark randomly out of nowhere and
ready
saves
for
him?
that explanation. Ready for that explanation.
Yeah, they're like, do I know you? Like, yeah, like the do I know you? Like, do we know each other? was
Well, and here's my theory for that early on, since we're already talking about it. My idea is that, Killmonger's whole idea was to arm the oppressed and take over the world, essentially. Would make a lot of sense for him to try and sway Tony Stark to his side. Tony Stark remains a weapons developer, creates weapons for Killmonger. Killmonger has to ultimately fight
Tony
Ultron.
doesn't become Iron Man.
World.
Tony doesn't become Iron Man. Tony Stark.
Killmonger
could become
becomes Iron Man.
Whoa. Dope.
That's what's happening in that episode. I'm just telling you right now.
That's dope.
Just a heads up. Killmonger becomes Iron Man.
Killmonger becomes Black Panther and Iron Man.
However, during this whole scene where we're learning all their Nexus events, we see classic Loki explaining, he's summoned Loki's fascinated. He's like, I just want to know, because I know we're supposed to have like similar stories. What the fuck happened? How are you old? How did you not die when Thanos killed us? And he's like, I created a projection so real that I just floated away. And as soon as I tried to get off that planet, the TVA showed up. Sad as fuck, frankly. As soon as he thought, I'm going to go see my brother again, they were like, wrong.
Yeah, I also really love that he was like, yeah, you know what, I decided to just live out the rest of my days on a planet, but I got fucking bored, man. I got caught because I got bored of being on the same fucking, like, on my own planet forever. So
I get the explanation that faking your own death, because that's during an event that's crazy. That's right after Ragnarok, a lot of variance energy. So obviously him faking his death, slipping away, could be very viable. Him slipping away and the TVA not detecting it. But why do they not detect him while he was just on this planet? Like, this planet just has a Loki?
Because he was pretty much just hiding. Like, I think he was just living so low that it was like, he didn't do anything to affect anybody.
Yeah. Like, it's just one of those things where because no one was on that, like, it had to have been an isolated planet. So
it was
because
like, I took this as, there's by the way, so many seemingly homages to Star Wars, or connections you can make to Star Wars throughout the series, and this was the Yoda Dagobah thing for me. He was like, where it's like, go.
And I take it as like, because no one was on that planet, no one was going there, no one was maybe ever going to be there besides him, that it didn't matter if he changed anything. Because by the time anyone would have gotten there, it would have been the same as had he never been there.
That's true.
I also love the scene immediately after, or not immediately after, but during the scene, Loki goes, have you ever met a woman variant of ourselves? And Richard E. Grant's like, that would be horrifying. And Loki's like, she is. And that's part of what's great about her. He's like, wow, but,
really gets me going.
He's the one who can save us, like if there's anyone who has an answer, she doesn't want to take over the TVA. She just wants to take it the fuck down. And here's the thing. They've been alluding to this take over the TVA thing so much with Loki. Loki is already taken over the TVA. Like, that's got to be the end of the story. Is that like there is a Loki here ruling?
They're spoon feeding us two different villains. One of them has to be true.
And the reason this Loki made sure no other Loki would ever succeed is so no Loki could fuck with his.
No Loki can ever challenge him if all Lokis die by Thanos, except for him.
There you go.
Which is a great fucking theory.
Now, the only problem here is how we got there. How'd that happen? What?
How could a Loki that's born in whatever year, obviously not the creation of time.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't think he created the TVA.
Yeah.
However, he's residing over it.
Yeah, that goes back to my earlier theory of, I think that there were timekeepers at some point, and Loki just fucking killed them.
What they've shown us is that all these Lokis think the same way, at least initially. Loki, as soon as he was introduced to the TVA, was formulating a plan of how to take it over. All these Lokis here that we're about to be introduced to, their entire thing was turning on each other, and I thought that scene was fucking hilarious. The way they were like, not so fast.
Yeah,
you
it's like
so.
you thought you could have my army.
Like,
no, your army.
Like Loki's standing over there like, this is fucking pathetic. Like, I can't believe I was ever like any of these guys. You know what I'm saying?
It's so fucking great.
So I think we're about to encounter potentially the Lokiest Loki. You know what I'm saying? Just
Like, you mean the Rickest Rick?
like the Rickest Rick.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it's
and actually, you know what I think?
that hates himself so much that he had to be the only one left.
You know what I actually just kind of thought of is like, I think part of the reason our Loki is to the point where he's like, I can't fucking believe I was ever one of these assholes, is because of the fact that like Sylvie was running around and he got shown his entire like correct timeline and he sees what his purpose is. Whereas all these other Lokis that probably got to the TVA did one thing and then got fucking zapped immediately. They didn't get to see all that. They didn't get to experience all that. So their glorious purpose never got removed. And so they're still like, I will rule the Lokis on this, you know, fucking end of time planet.
And that's the thing that reframed, that's part of the thing that reframed Loki's whole storyline for me, is that like his glorious purpose is washed away. Mm-hmm. And then he meets Sylvie. He's got himself a new glorious purpose, you know, like it's a whole new thing he's following now.
If Sylvie had this vision, whenever she first kind of connected with Alioth, so she can only look at memories that are there. So this is saying that Alioth has been inside of this castle?
No, but because he doesn't go inside of the castle, but Elias can probably see the castle, being that it's inside of him.
Just leads
or
me
that
to
they
think
at least the gateway to it is inside of him.
Leads me to think that whoever's in this castle created Alioth. I don't think Alioth has just been here. I don't know.
And that goes back to that still fits in the idea that a Loki didn't create Alioth, but someone else created Alioth, created this castle, and then a Loki just came in, kicked whoever that asshole was out of his house and said, "This is my house now."
What is the yellow or orange glowing thing in the castle?
A light.
You think it's just a light?
There's something there.
No, it's not just a light, but who fucking knows?
Yeah, like it's like I couldn't fucking tell you what the orange light is at the top of the castle, man. I don't know.
I fucking hope it's a light. Do you know how funny that'd be?
Our best idea right now is that it's that energy at the top of the pruning sticks, and it's like maybe that does something. I don't know. Like that's like the best idea I've got, though. I couldn't tell you shit about
something's going down in that castle, bro, and we have to wait a fucking week, dude.
Hey, we don't have to wait a week.
Hey, good news.
Like 2 days less than a week now.
What if? I mean, I don't know if y'all might be down for a little get-together showing on the projector of Black Widow, potentially this weekend, premiere access on Disney Plus. I think that'd be a fun little way to bridge our time a little bit, you know, until the next Loki. A little it'll tie us over until then. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely don't want to stop my streak
but sure,
of watching Marvel movies with other people, because I've seen every Marvel movie on release with another person. It's not just been myself, you know, watching. I don't want to sit in my room all alone and just watch Black Widow, bro.
Does that include like watching it with parents, or all of these watching it with other people, like watching it with like friends?
Joe, didn't we go to an Infinity War showing after prom our senior year?
I think we did.
I can fucking respect that.
I think we did. We were like, this is way too important, like, to miss. Like, we're not missing this shit.
I'm not gonna lie. Not Infinity War, but Endgame. It was like freshman year of college, and I was in college and wasn't planning on going back for long enough that I was like, I'm not waiting for this bullshit. So I found some shitty stream of it online that was like fucking like 240p.
That's how you had your first experience of Endgame?
Yeah. You know what? Fucking loved it. Rewatched it like a week later, still fucking loved it.
You didn't experience Endgame in a theater?
No, I did.
No, but for the first time?
No, I couldn't fucking listen. I knew it was going to be at least this was already a week after the premiere. I was not going to wait 2 weeks to see it for the first time and deal with all the fucking spoilers. Are you kidding me?
You're telling me you saw Cap wield the hammer and Tony snap in 240p, bro. You didn't even see that shit happen.
Let me think. No, I don't think it was Endgame.
You got the pixels of those events.
It wasn't in-game. It was a different movie. It was something else. It wasn't in-game, because in-game I remember like, no, that was way better. I watched that in theaters immediately, like the day after release, because I was home for that. And I was like, I'm not fucking waiting for this. We are going to see this in theaters now. But it was a different.
Endgame was a pretty momentous event. You know what also was a pretty momentous event? The introduction of President Loki. We've been waiting for this one. This was the part of the TV spot that was like, oh shit, like let's see this fucking guy. And we got him, and he's basically just Captain Hook. He got his shit ate by that alligator. That was funny.
The scream afterwards, like the moment, the realization he had of like, oh shit, my hand's actually gone. You know, he had that moment where he was like all fine and like kind of smiling, and then he's like, he
Star Wars homage potentially.
Watches alligator Loki fucking chop his hand off, and he's like, oh, that's cool. Wait a minute.
Girls be going crazy over President Loki, boys.
President Loki fine as hell. More on that in the Patreon exclusive intro. But, you know, during the scene we learned boastful Loki betrayed the boys. He was like, sorry, kid Loki, I'm king now. And then President Loki was like, not so fast. And he's like, oh, what? No way. He's like, yeah, my army, my crown. And then his army's like, not so fast. And he's like, oh, what? And Loki all the while just watching on like, these guys fucking suck.
He's not even going, these guys fucking suck. He's going, God, I fucking suck.
Facts, yeah. Like
this was basically the Spider-Man meme of them pointing to each other.
Yeah,
like, this was basically this just in.
It really was, and it was the Loki equivalent in that instead of pointing at each other, they were trying to stab each other.
Yeah. Oh man, it was. I laughed. You know, this was a good laugh.
And the way that Loki just like kind of tiptoes through everything on his way out, and Richard E. Grant, classic Loki, summons projections of all of them, and they do all the fighting for them as they sneak right on out. And, Loki's come to the decision earlier, I'm going to go kill Eliath. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go murder Eliath. And they're fucking idiot. Okay?
I'm going to go fucking kill the Time Shark.
I'm gonna kill the Time Shark. I'm gonna do it. And they're like, we're not gonna fucking help you. We'll take you there, but you're on your own after that. Okay, buddy? And
hey, you're not that guy, pal.
You're not that guy, pal. But we then see Sylvie show up in the void, into a car, buried truck. And
I thought it was like a school bus.
Maybe it was a bus. Yeah, I think it was a bus. And she climbs out. This Eliath is chasing her, and we get this horn honking, and wow, it's Lightning McQueen.
Wow. Was this a Pixar reference?
With the Pizza Planet truck? It had to be.
Like, that's the only reference I'm making is just, but why?
God, they had the perfect opportunity.
It could have been in a red car.
It could have been fucking Lightning McQueen. He could have pulled up, and she could have been like, she could have just seen like the lightning bolt on the front of his car as he pulls up, and he could have pulled up, rolled down the window, and gone, ka-chow.
I also appreciate the answers to our questions from last week. We were like, so does everyone get their own little prune reality? No. Everyone goes to the same place. Loki's just happened to survive at a higher clip than anyone else.
Also love, both survive and also show up probably.
True. Also love that, no explanation. Mobius also just chilling. He's fine. He never had to worry about anything. He just got in a car and started zooming.
And what I was going to say, I really love that at one point we thought, did they all get their own perfect world? Whenever looking back on the post-credit scene, it was literally just like a fucking destroyed New York. Like,
I don't know that we ever went as far as perfect world.
But still, we thought
each person gets their own
But still,
it made sense because we only saw Loki's there. You know,
we only saw Loki's. Of course, that's the conclusion we come to. What are the odds that only Loki's are greeting him if it's not only Loki's who do this? You know?
Just turns out there's a lot of variant Loki's.
Yeah, it makes sense, but at the same time, like just thinking around, like, wow, we're fucking dumb.
Well, and there's cases of that all over our podcasts.
No, we're always right.
But
throw back to the earlier conversation about how it's going to be Doctor Doom, Loki, and Kang are the 3 timekeepers.
Sylvie's vision just keeps coming back to me, and it so obviously is saying whatever's at the top of that tower is important. It goes to the entrance, and then right after that, it goes up to the tower and zooms into whatever is up there.
Does it? I didn't
know
that.
It zooms in.
I would agree, but
right there, like it's not a light, bro.
Could that just be wherever the person who's really about the shit is just hanging out?
That's what it is. They're sitting up there reading a nice book under a candlelight, under a nice lamp, and that's why it's all yellow. It's the lamp.
I swear to God, if it's just a light, I don't know. I don't know what else it could be. Like it's
that
not
would
a
make
stone.
me so happy because it'd be so fucking dumb.
It's not
It'd
a
be
stone.
so funny.
Like I don't know, man. This it's like the part of the castle that sticks out, you know? Like it's glowing.
It's a red herring, Joseph.
It probably is. I'm just
reserve this. Let's reserve this for the shot of it we get later.
Yeah.
But we see Mobius and Sylvie catch up with Loki, classic Loki, Kid Loki, and Alligator Loki. After they've just watched the USS Elridge get swallowed up by Goliath. Thus, Loki going, okay, maybe we should think about this a little more. Maybe I didn't think that through. And also,
maybe we can't just kill him.
Have you guys heard the story of the USS Elridge? A World War II ship.
Was it just
supposedly just turned invisible, disappeared from the Philadelphia harbor. And obviously there were those who thought like it was there, but it was invisible. There were others who thought it dropped through the water into a different dimension. Turns out it was never in Philadelphia. But that's the truth of the matter.
Hush now with your facts and reason.
However, the idea that it did fall into a different dimension would be funny if a variance was caused on it and it fell to the void to be swallowed by a lion.
Yeah, and it just got the entire ship just got reset.
Which is just hilarious. That's a great idea and it's such a fun thing to play on. And there's so many of those like real life Easter eggs that they sprinkle in here. Like I don't know if you saw Polybius, Polybius, the arcade game in the Santa Workshop Loki place.
Mm-hmm.
A supposed cursed video game machine from Portland, Oregon. And then the high C that Kid Loki is drinking is a promotion for Ghostbusters from the 80s and 90s and like got discontinued in 2000 or something like that. And it hasn't been back since. So it's like, these are all really real life Easter eggs that have just happened on here, which I love.
They have some fucking nerds writing this.
Do you want to know the nerdiest shit I've ever heard of anyone go into for any show, anything? Somebody found the exact truck that they bought on Craigslist. Like found the exact where Marvel bought this exact listing. Somebody found it and found the original truck and like it was like why? That you are going so deep. I go pretty deep sometimes. I am never scouring the internet for a Craigslist listing of a truck that appeared in an episode that means nothing. The truck.
I don't know. If any of us were to do it, I would take my bet on you doing it.
There's no way, bro. Like I don't go that deep. Like I don't know.
Like no shame to anybody for their fandom.
No.
That's some crazy shit.
No,
right
in this specific case, shame. That's
However,
a step too far.
when Sylvie and Mobius pull up, Loki is just so fucking happy. He runs up like a little fucking kid. The way he sprints up is adorable up to Sylvie. He runs and then he just like kind of stops in front of her like.
Yeah, he's a little kid running up to his crush.
And they reunite, and then he sees Mobius, and they come up with this plan. Sylvie's going to enchant it. She's seen that it has a memory. They can enchant it. She hands this temp pad to Loki. She's like, "Get back, get safe." And he's like, "Nah, you go, I go." And I was like, "Fuck yeah,
it's the right answer."
You're just gonna go right over her being like, "Yeah, we're gonna enchant it. I've seen it. I know we can do it." And he's like, "Oh, I was gonna kill it." She was like, "You fucking idiot! You were gonna try and kill it."
You two were just gonna let him do that, and they were like, probably. I don't know. I mean, maybe I thought about it. What do you think? But
it's just such a funny line. She's like, "You're gonna try and fucking kill it? What are you, an idiot?"
That's the most guy thing ever, and it just took a woman's touch to be like, "Why don't we just use our magic?"
Do this other really simple thing. Like, classic Loki has all this magic at his disposal, and he's never attempted anything on Alioth. But
God, imagine how good he would be at. Why is Loki helping her enchant him? Why isn't Loki distracting him? And classic Loki real quick learns how to do enchanting, because imagine him fucking enchanting. If he could recreate Asgard, a full projection of Asgard, imagine that enchanting.
Here's the thing, it just wouldn't be as powerful of an emotional moment.
Who cares?
Maybe logically the right choice.
Emotionally the wrong choice.
Fuck that. But Loki agrees he's going with Sylvie, and he hands the temp pad to Mobius, and he's like, "You know what? You've been good to me, friend. And thank you, my friend."
A single tear
hug.
went down.
And dude, the fact that this scene, Mobius looks to Sylvie and he goes, "You're my favorite."
But Loki is. But did you realize that Mobius thinks he's talking to him.
Mobius is talking to Sylvie, and then this line in and of itself is also loaded, because here's the thing: the reason he's saying "you're my favorite" to Sylvie here is because he knows she's the reason this Loki is like this.
Yeah,
he's like he came to a certain realization, but what's really put him over the edge into this really trying to do the right thing at this moment is you. And for that, you are my favorite. And I think that, I love that. I just love that. He walks right through the door. He's like, "Wow, man, it's been a pleasure. I'm going to go burn that bitch down." And another potentially Last Jedi reference. What are you going to do back at the TVA? Burn it down. Thanks for the spark. We are the spark that will light the fire that will burn this place down.
Wow.
I don't know. They seem to like the Reylo Last Jedi thing a lot.
You fucking get it, Colton.
Vibes.
You like the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, you're not really happy with the sequel trilogy, are you, Miles? After your poll status,
you know what? I'm okay with it. I stand by it. Listen, pick 7 and 8. Getting 2 movies at 7 and 8. Those are value picks.
Those are value picks. And here's the thing. We'll talk about that more another time. Actually, we're a bit busy, but Loki and Sylvie have a nice little moment here, where they go and they sit on their own, and Loki, a frost giant, goes, "I'm a bit cold." Summons a blanket for himself. Whole time, you know his intention. He wants Sylvie under that blanket. And they go back and forth for a little bit. They agree that it's total rubbish to believe that their bonding created a Nexus event. They're like, that's bullshit. It just happened. It was a nice moment, sure, but anything else, I don't know. And she says, "I don't know how to do this." And he's like, "I don't even know what we're doing," which I just loved. And they get the blanket around the both of them, and he bumps her with the shoulder, and he smiles at him and looks away, and when she looks away, he looks at her and smiles, and it's like this couldn't be like. And Emily's having a real rough time with this one. She's still a little hung up on the whole different versions of the same person thing. And I'm like, you gotta go. You gotta move past it, babe. Cause hop on. It's a joy once you're here. Cause I'm loving it now. I love this shit.
You know, he could have made that blanket bigger. He didn't on purpose.
Oh, he did it on purpose. He did it on purpose. And here's the thing too. I was like, me and Emily are like arguing about it as the scene is happening, right? And then he's like, so what are you going to do after all of this is over? And she's like, I don't know. He says, me either. And he says, maybe we can figure it out together. I want to go on record here and let you in on a rather personal detail. Me and Emily met on Bumble, right? Our first conversation on Bumble ends with her asking me, so what are we? And I said, I don't know. Maybe we can figure it out together.
Wow.
And as soon as Loki said that, I looked at her. As soon as Loki said that, I looked at her and I said, what? What now? What do you think's happening? We've been together 6 months because I said that shit.
Damn. Romance is not dead.
Romance is not dead. And I was like, fuck yeah, I win.
Damn, Colton. That's
I love it so much because that's the most like man response to that of just being like, yeah, what now?
Yeah, I said that super sweet thing to you that they just said in a TV show. Ugh.
I win.
God, I love you. Fuck you. But I love that it's like I said earlier, we're not getting this Loki that's just dripping in suave. Like he's a little goofy. She's a little goofy. They're awkward as hell. They seem like they don't know. They obviously don't know what they're doing. And I think it's cute. It's adorable.
This isn't another one of Loki's just personal interests. You know, this isn't him just spitting game to spit game. This is like, I want to lock this down. Like this is him actually not knowing what to do because he's never done that before, and him trying to do it. And it's just, it's funny. You know, it's funny.
Oh, it's great.
Like it's so high school. You know, everything. Yeah, it's, I don't know. It's very.
Oh, it's just young. It's young love.
Yeah.
And the thing is that like they haven't.
Weird saying that as a young person, but like,
yeah,
I don't. Yes,
well, young person.
Like if there's anybody who's going to know what that looks like, it's young people. You know, we experience that very thing. It's like, I don't know. This just general, and also the newness of it. Like once you get to a certain comfortability, young love kind of becomes normal love. But like you get those first couple days vibes from these two. It's
totally.
Like, it's like you're feeling each other out. You don't really know where the other stands. Like it's like, I think I like you. I don't know if you like me, but also, do I like you? I think I do. I think I'm kind of there. You know, like I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about you a whole lot. You think and I think you are too, but I don't know. You know, it's that whole thing. And I just love. I love this sort of romance in Marvel because they don't execute it a whole bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've gotten Tony and Pepper, sure, and we got Peter and Gamora,
Peggy and Cap.
Peggy and Cap. But here's the thing:
Peggy
like their on-screen romances were not that well crafted. They just kind of happened. Like it was like always supposed to be. This is obviously how this is going to go. This is the first one that's been kind of like, oh, is that how that's going to go? This is a little weird. I don't know. Oh, okay, cool. I kind of like that. You know, it's different, which I appreciated a lot. And, but you know, it's time for action. Sylvie declares her plan, and it's time for a face-off with a good old-fashioned CGI Cloud character, which you can't go wrong with a nice CGI Cloud character. And Loki just runs off. He creates a distraction with the little kid Loki dagger he gave him that turns into a flaming dagger, which is a Loki Norse mythology weapon. That's a rather Norse mythology accurate thing. And he's trying to get the thing's attention, trying to get Elias's attention. He's like, come and get me, come and get me. And then it's just like, nah, I'm gonna go here. This seems more important. And he's like, oh, fuck. I'm running real quick. And he gets back to Sylvie but luckily we see classic Loki. He turns back and he goes, you know what? It's time that I fulfill this glorious purpose of mine. Creates Asgard. One last time.
Hasn't seen it in a long time as well. Very sad that he still remembers every detail of it. If he needs to, I don't know if he even needs to, or if he can just access his memories, whatever. I just think it's more poetic to think, the dude's just been on his own, just thinking about home his whole time, and he's like, damn.
Yeah, like this was moving as hell. He creates this whole illusion, and Sylvie and Loki come together, and they're like, all right, together now, we're gonna do this. And Loki's like, well, I've never fucking done that. And Sylvie's like, good luck. And they just like, they try. And, classic Loki distracts Eliath for just long enough. He ultimately gets swallowed up by Eliath. His helmet comes clanging off.
Is he dead?
And as he's going out, he's got the smile on his face and he's yelling, glorious purpose.
Is he dead?
And I was like, what's that?
Is he dead?
For me, I hope. Just because of the power of this arc, this single episode arc, god damn, like that was a good arc for a random character we met at the beginning of this episode, you know what I'm saying? It felt very, very fulfilling. And obviously we're taking in our previous knowledge of Loki.
I would love a post-credit scene where he's just chilling on a planet with recreated Asgard, and we just see him like walking, down, I don't know, like just a 2-second clip of him just chilling in Asgard, on this distant planet, I don't know how he'd leave where he's at now. I guess I don't know if there even is an escape, if he could drift away, but
I'm going to tell you what I need right now. I need just like a magic team up movie, and like Doctor Strange 2 looks like it's going to be that for the most part. But Wanda, Strange, Sylvie, Loki, fuck it. Maybe we get a reformed Agatha Harkness in here. I'd love that if we could insert a reformed Agatha Harkness anywhere in our MCU. That'd be phenomenal. Because Catherine Hahn fighting for the right side. That's just wonderful. I think
Doctor Strange will be the Captain America Civil War movie, where it's basically an Avengers movie, but just as a character's name. As a solo movie. Like that movie has to be huge. Like, I don't know. It just has to be huge. Okay.
No, I'm with you.
The sword that Kid Loki gave to our Loki, it's Leviathan. Yeah. I think I could be pronouncing that way wrong. But he told him, like, you will be needing this on your journey or something along those lines. What does he mean? Is this just a token of gratitude? Like, hey, you'll need this. Why? And how does he know?
I think it's mostly
like,
I think it's just Kid Loki giving him a gift. I didn't read into it a ton. It would be cool if this is like the weapon he uses to like kill somebody very important. Like, you'll be needing this. Like, you literally will be needing this. Like, that'd be a nice little foreshadow. However, I don't think it directly means anything. Like, it's like, if he uses this weapon for something, this will be looked back as sort of an illusion, a little foreshadow.
But Loki
I don't think
can't just create this himself.
No, this is special, Joseph. Can't you tell?
I mean, I guess.
Well, actually, no. I don't think Loki doesn't create his weapons. He conjures them out of his fucking
hideaway place.
Yeah, his secret hidey hole.
Sphincter.
Yeah. His anus, you might call it.
Interesting.
But so he can't just fucking conjure up weapons, because otherwise, he would never need to like keep track of his
basically Green Lantern at that point.
Yeah. And then you would be, and that's kind of like why, like, like the Asgard that classic Loki creates. He's not creating Asgard. He's like he's like illusioning Asgard. So like anything,
Like,
any
if
weapon,
Goliath were to take a bite into this shit, it'd just be a hologram.
which he
It
did multiple. Yeah.
which Goliath
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Exactly. But this distraction is enough for them to enchant Goliath, Loki, and Sylvie together, which I love that it's them working together to do this.
While literally holding hands.
There's all this, all the while holding hands and then winning and not letting go of each other's hands. This was, for many, the fulfillment that they were looking for out of The Rise of Skywalker, of Rey and Ben working together to defeat Palpatine instead of Ben being thrown a hole and then Rey doing it on her own. Like, it's like, did you need to do that? Why did we do that? If you wanted the whole thing to be a dyad in the Force, why did only one of them defeat Palpatine? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you ask me. I don't know about all that. But
Right?
don't get me wrong. I'm never against you when you say the movies are critically not that good. They are extraordinarily fun though, and I enjoy watching them. However, this action of them participating in this event together and opening that door together is the fulfillment that you need in this sort of arc where it seems like these two are coming together. One of them can't do this alone, And so I only look forward to what it means for next episode and what we'll see. Obviously, we've done plenty of speculating. And frankly, I'm as clueless as I was when we started. I'm expecting something that's just going to knock me on my ass. That's where I'm at.
And it could be within the first minute of the episode too.
Probably will be.
Do you think it opens with them just walking in the castle?
I think we're going to get a paralleled story here, and a clear A and B.
Go back to Mobius.
Yeah, we're going back to Mobius and B-15 versus Renslayer a lot to see what's going on there.
And probably to give us, as much as, burning the TVA to the ground is going to be a breather, probably to give us a breather.
What we didn't talk about, though, is Miss Minutes.
Sure. We didn't talk about Miss Minutes.
And, this weapon that was obviously fake, whatever, or the spaceship that was obviously fake. I didn't think too deep into that. But, the files of the beginning of time and the end of time, sort of thing. Would the end of time, is the end, Goliath and this trash world, is that the end? Is this, the end that we're looking at right now? Or, they always say they can't see the end or something like that?
Until the timekeepers finish writing the end of the story, yes, this is the end, Joseph.
Okay. But is the end, the castle, and they can't see it because
the end.
That's true. It's
not that exists outside of this entire
whatever
is what I get.
Yeah.
God, dude, I want to know what's in that tower, bro. That's what I want to know.
We'll find out.
If it's a fucking light, if it is a light bulb or a chandelier.
Joseph, let me give you this small
light
guarantee.
Bulb of little tiny soul stones made up of all the souls that are made up.
Joseph, let me give you this guarantee. Even if it is a lamp or a light bulb or a chandelier, I can guarantee you it's going to be illuminating something at least interesting.
Okay.
It's not like they're just going to walk into an empty castle and that nice yellow light is just going to be a chandelier, and that's the entire thing.
My best guess is that this is the same-ish technology as a prune thing, but it can just prune anything at will. If
it's like a Death Star beam of pruning.
That's my best guess. That doesn't seem too far off.
If I was going to take a guess, I would say that this might be where, this the timeline, all that shit, that power comes from. Not necessarily that it's
everything. This is where it came from.
Yeah, not that it is a pruning, Death Star, but
a laser beam.
No, I think the TVA's power came from this castle, whether that's from the person who resides in the castle created the TVA, or vice versa, whatever it
Oh,
happens
I was
to
more
be.
going like this is where like if the Infinity Stones hold power, this is where like the TVA's Infinity Stone is.
Gotcha.
Not that it is an Infinity Stone, but this is where their power, like whenever Loki goes, so this is the ultimate power in the universe. This is where that power resides.
This is the ultimate power in the universe.
That it is.
Wow.
Well, fuck, man.
What
Loki's Losers, episode 5, Journey into Mystery. What a fucking great one. I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by Joseph George. Any last thoughts here?
Honestly, my brain is basically mush at this point. Me just trying to think of what can happen. So I'm just gonna accept whatever happens. I'm just gonna wait. I might just go into hibernation until next Wednesday.
I can respect the. No, Wednesday. It's Tuesday. Wednesday. It's Tuesday at 2 a.m. Wednesday. Whenever.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I can respect the going into hibernation. I feel like we should all just go into a nice 6 day.
Black Widow first.
Let's enter the Odin sleep. We were also joined. The Odin sleep. Also joined by Miles motherfucking Buttress. Thank you very much, homie.
Hey man, thanks for having me, man. I'm happy to come back anytime. Anytime.
Next week, even?
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Ka-chow.
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 Well, follow on. I was going to try and do the whole outro on Owen Wilson, but I can't.
Yeah. Lasted 2 words.
Wow. And you're just going to find like 30 hours. Not 30. That's an exaggeration.
No, it's not.
11 hours. Wow.
Wait.
11 hours of content at patreon.com/co.
Wait. Mobius turned right to go left. Did you see it happen? He turned right to go left. Rewatch it. He turned right to go left. I forgot to mention that. I was going to mention it as the first thing that I should have said. He turned right to go left.
Turn right to go left. What the fuck is that motherfucker even talking about?
I'm being real honest with you. I don't have a fucking clue what you're
The only reason I do is because I watched Cars like a week ago.
Sylvie said, it's Doc Hudson telling, Lightning, if you turn fast enough right, you'll end up going left. Whatever. It's like what he did and then the race, and it's like, he's going through he's turning right, and it's, oh my God. He did that.
Yeah.
When Sylvie was like, no, turn back, we're going back there. You see him spin the wheel to the right, and his car goes left.
Love it.
Just
love it. Again, head to patreon.com/CoRaBloom, where you will find 11 hours of exclusive content that I know you haven't heard, with a 30-minute introduction on the front of this episode that is just a great joy, where we discuss growing facial hair. Maybe it's not worth your money. Go to twitter.com where you'll find our Twitter page. Sound like a fucking old head. Go to twitter.com at Penny Bloom Pod. Head to Instagram at Penny Bloom Podcast. Leave a 5-star rate and review. Share us with a friend. Again, patreon.com/CoraBloom. I was kidding earlier. Absolutely worth your money. I need your money so that I can keep doing the podcast.
Also, real quick, go ahead and go onto that Twitter poll and vote for Team 3.
We got a Twitter poll up right now that is a reference to our last episode.
Objectively the best team.
The Bad Batch Bitches number 10, where we also had a Star Wars draft. You'll find that draft on Twitter at Penny Bloom Pod. You will have a chance to vote for who you thought had the best team. It's available now. There's still like 3 days left on the poll or something like that. We got over 100 votes right now. It's so far looking good for me. But remember, peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Throg.
Wow.
Bam. Oh, Black Betty. Bam, lamb, lamb. Oh, Black Betty.